And good afternoon, Chairman and colleagues. On behalf of the assessment panel, I'm very delighted to welcome all of you to this competitive research funding scheme for our local self-financing degree sector. And the RGC and UGC have been providing very strong support to our local self-financing sector. As the chairman just mentioned, we have provided a lot of support to our local self-financing and degree sector. And we're very thankful for the great support from RGC and also UGC. So let's first give a big thank you to Professor Timothy Tong for his great support. I'm mindful of the time, so I will do a very quick presentation, and I hope we can leave a lot of time for the question, for the Q&A sessions, which everybody is very interested in. Well, the mission of this scheme is not only to support innovative ideas, but also to create a vibrant ecosystem where our researchers can do interdisciplinary and also some fun looking at research. So for this particular scheme, we have 4 different schemes. That is FDS, IIDS, IDS-C, as well as IDS-R. So I will go very quickly to explain each of the scheme and provide some suggestions if I can. We believe every researcher has a unique story and unique inquiry that can lead to a very successful outcome. So when the panel evaluate your proposals, we do adopt over rigorous selection procedures. So once we have all the proposals from you, and the proposals will first go to the subject conveners based on your disciplines. Then the subject conveners will assign readers to your proposal. And the responsibility of the first reader will be select very important stakeholders, that is external reviewers. Well, in general, the first reader will select 8 external reviewers for your proposals. Sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 4, 3, but in general, we will identify 8 external reviewers. So once the external reviewers provide their insights or comments, our first reader and second reader will consider their comments and come up with a rating, which is very important to your outcome. So after all the readers, first readers and second readers come up with the ratings, every August, the panel will hold a large-scale meeting. The panel meeting consists of all the panel members as well as our subject conveners. And we will spend quite some time to discuss the proposals. I guarantee that our discussion is intense, fair, open and transparent. And I do want to thank our panel members as well as my subject conveners for a great contribution over the past many years. We do have wonderful meetings every time. So once we had our panel meetings, and we will make recommendations to the steering committee for the endorsement. So once the steering committee endorses the recommendation of the assessment panel, you will receive the final approval from the RGC. So this is the procedures. So next, I would like to share some criteria for assessing different proposals. I will start with the FDS because this is where we receive most of the proposals from you. So when we evaluate the proposals, we'll look at 5 very important criteria, including objectives, research agenda, research design and methodology, feasibility, innovativeness, as well as research impact. And just now, Daisy has already shared a lot of success secrets, so I just want to supplement a bit. And this has really mentioned that for objectives, we have to be specific. Well, in addition to being specific, we also hope the research objectives can be achievable within the scope. So make sure your objective is specific and achievable. And at the same time, we'll also hope your research agenda can be relevant to the current trend, the challenges in your field. For research design and methodologies, we do hope that your research design and methodologies are appropriate for the research questions and your hypothesis. For feasibility, we do hope our PIs can provide implementation plan as well as appropriate budget. In our every meeting, we'll spend a lot of time just to discuss the budget. We do hope that before submitting your proposals, our PI can think thoroughly about their your budget, the reasonableness of their budget. Innovativeness is one of the very important criteria we'll look at. We do hope that all the proposals can demonstrate originality in terms of the novel approaches, novel hypotheses, as novel insights. I will spend 1 minute to talk about the research impact. Well, the research impact can be evaluated in multiple angles. For example, the research impact can be evaluated on academic contribution standard. We do hope that our proposals can demonstrate very strong academic contributions, theoretic contributions in particular. At the same time, we also hope our proposals can demonstrate significant practical implication. Just tell the members, tell the external reviewers how your research outcome can be effectively used by community, by policymakers, and by industry. So based on our observations, the panel is very happy that most proposals are able to come up with good explanation on research significance for H panels. But for the H panel, some proposals lack of strong theoretical framework. So this is something our researchers in the H panel may pay attention to. For the B panels, we are very happy that most of the proposals are able to address new business trends and issues. But at the same time, we hope the proposals can be more strengthened in terms of providing detailed methodology and clear hypothesis. For the B and M panels, the panel observed that there are some improvements in technical aspects. But at the same time, we do observe that for B and M panel, many proposals tend to request excess budget, which is negative. For the engineering panel, the panel is very happy that most of the proposals can come up with new and innovative topic. But we do need to make improvements in terms of come up with a compelling research story for the NE panel. For the P panel, we are very happy that most of the proposals have practical and impact focus. But at the same time, we do encourage our proposals from the P panel to be more innovative. So here are some very specific advice for proposal writing, in particular objective. We hope our PIs can spend more time to craft your objective and also come up with very convincing articulation of your research significance. By the way, we do encourage our faculty members or our scholars to resubmit your unsuccessful proposals if the rating is 3.5. But you have to be able to satisfactorily address the reviewers' comments. For the research methodology and dissemination, we do advise our scholars to provide a detailed data collection plan and provide appropriate methodology as well as the plan for dissemination of your research findings. Well, budget is very important. As I just mentioned, every time and in our every meeting, we'll spend a lot of time to talk about, to discuss the budget. So please pay special attention to your budget plan. Please provide sound justification for each requested item. And please do avoid excessive budget requests. And in particularly, I want to highlight this issue or the item on supporting staff and teaching relief, where we understand the objective of the FDS scheme is to help our faculty members to strengthen your own research capacity. So we do expect that PIs, you are responsible for the project, not your senior or junior and RAs. So please do provide strong justifications for your supporting staff. And so I will move on to the assessment criteria for IIDS scheme. We'll look at the 4 very important criteria, including objective, proposed research-related activities, feasibility, as well as the impact. Here, I just want to highlight a few issues for your attention. For example, we do expect that the IIDS proposals can come up with some detailed articulation on how the events would enhance the research capacity of the institutions. And we do hope the proposals can address issues such as knowledge dissemination and sustainability. And Alex also just mentioned about the sustainability is a very important issue. In the interest of time, I will go very quickly with the following, the remaining 2 schemes. And for IDSR projects, we do look at 4 very important criteria, including long-term impact sustainability, and we'll also look at expected deliverables, feasibility, as well as a financial arrangement. We observed some proposals are very good in terms of come up with clear research focus objectives, but we also observed some proposals need make improvements in the following areas, including the scope, and also the articulation of the sustainability as well as the implementation strategies. So those are the areas we hope our PIs can make further improvement in the future. For the last scheme, which is IDSC, here are the 5 criteria we will look at, including academic merit, long-term goals, effective synergy among participation researchers, research groups, and institutions, viability, as well as research impact. We observed that most IDSC proposals are able to identify important research questions. And most proposals can also articulate their research have high local relevance. But at the same time, the panel also hope our researchers can come up with strengthened proposals. In particular, they should clearly articulate the theoretical framework. We understand, all the researchers want to do research collaborations, but at the same time, we also wish our researchers can think about the theoretical foundations and the theoretical framework for the collaborations. In addition, the panel also would expect the proposal has a very sound justification for the contingency plan. And in addition, we also would like to encourage our PIs to elaborate on the sustainability and the variability in research impact. So as I mentioned, the research impact is very important. And this is some area that all of our researchers need to pay attention. So in the interest of time, I will end my very short presentation, and I will leave plenty of time, sufficient time for the Q&A sessions. Thank you.